The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, a Reader's and Writer's Guide for Believers by Michael J. and Mary C. Findley, narrated by Mary. Introduction. Are there standards? The short answer is yes. Of course. We live in a world where we are taught that everything is relative, nothing is black and white, and nobody can tell you what you can and can't do. But you still can't pop open a tank of sulfuric acid and breathe it instead of air. Your neighbor's living room is still not a parking place for your car. We do still sometimes manage to execute murderers. The problem is that people fundamentally confuse liberty with license. They think that there should be as few rules in life as possible, perhaps only ones that relate to banishing ignorance, protecting personal property, and ensuring safety. Certainly standards should not be applied to the written word. We are long past the horrors of censorship, aren't we? The U.S. Constitution protects the freedom of the press, and that's kind of a worldwide standard, that only repressive governments tell people what they can and can't or should and shouldn't read. What if a book had such exemplary, uplifting, beautiful content that everyone would be refreshed and encouraged and made better just by reading it? Who would not spread the word that between those covers lies an elixir of life? Who would not be outraged if it were forbidden to share such good news? But what if a piece of writing could affect someone just like a deadly poison? Who wouldn't at least put a warning label on it? You may have even heard the term poison pen, referring to writing designed to destroy opposition. In a mental, emotional, and spiritual sense, writing can be poison, whether people believe it or not. Is it a suppression of the writer's freedom to add a warning to such a work, that its purpose is destructive and potentially deadly? Oh, those standards. Well, those would be okay, as long as they are completely accurate, fair, and objective, and they don't stomp on anybody's freedom or hurt anybody's feelings. In other words, no, there can't be any standards, because human beings have no such perfect standards. There is nothing everyone agrees on. The sign of a natural law must be the universal respect in which it is held. We would undoubtedly obey it universally. Instead, there is nothing in the world that is not subject to contradiction and dispute. There is nothing that is strange and unnatural that is not approved in many countries. Pierre Charon from Disagasse. Let's just take one word as an example. We're writing the book, so we get to pick the word. But we think it's an excellent word for our purposes, since we are talking about standards in writing, and potentially, the ability.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?